Hey everyone, what's up? This is Barden Hick here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the ModMic USB. This is the newest version that they've released, and I've had it for about a month now. And I guess before I get into the actual review, I want to give a little bit of overview over what I've used in the past. So my very first PC kind of audio setup was I got the HyperX Cloud 2 headset. I mean, I saw a lot of streamers slash professional players using it, whether because of sponsorships or, just because that was a really popular item at the time. That was about 2.5 years ago, I'd say. So yeah, I used that for about a year and a half. In terms of mic quality, it was really bad. I mean, as far as USB mics goes, pretty much bottom of the barrel. I'm sure all of you have heard at least someone in a Discord call with one at some point. Super popular device, but not good. And so when I was looking to get another headset, I specifically, wanted to get an upgrade in the microphone quality department. And so I was looking around and I stumbled across the Fnatic React, right? Because not only did people praise the sound quality of it for gaming, but they also said that it had one of the best mics of any, gaming headset. And so I thought that seemed like a good deal. So I picked that up, used that for quite a while. Definitely quite the improvement over the HyperX Cloud 2, but that's not saying much. And then, so I had that until about a month ago. Worked great, but I was getting into a lot more like music listening. When I've been here at school, just sitting in my room for hours on end because of online classes and Zoom University, basically, as we call it. I've been listening to a lot of music to pass the time while I was studying or doing work. And so I wanted to get an upgrade in the music department from, the closed back Fnatic React gaming headset I've been using. So that's when I purchased these. The Sennheiser HD58Xs, amazing headphones, but that'll be a separate review. But of course, these are not a gaming headset; they're just headphones. So I needed to do something for a microphone as a replacement. So I looked around, and I was considering getting a dedicated mic for a little bit, but I don't have a lot of space. I don't really have space for a boom arm. And I just wanted something really convenient. And, I thought I was going to have to sacrifice a lot of quality in order to get that convenience. And I'd heard about the ModMic USB before. But after watching a lot of reviews and comparisons, I mean, it sounded really similar to a lot of dedicated USB mics of a similar price point. Because, you'll see a lot of those like USB mic bundles on Amazon, stuff like that for around the same price point, $80, $70. I think that really popular one, the Fifine one, is like $70 right now. But, in terms of audio quality, it really wasn't that far off. And for the convenience of just sticking it on the headphones, and if I want to have it out of the way, I can just do that. Or take it off entirely, chuck it away. I can do that if I need to. So that's why I decided to go with that. If I had a bigger living space, further on when if I decide to live in an apartment next year, which I'm hoping to, I'll definitely try to upgrade in terms of audio setup, try to get a dedicated mic. But for now, I mean, the convenience of this thing is really good, and it definitely sounds better than anything you're going to get on a gaming headset. Just give me 1 second. Next, we're going to go over what comes in with it in the box and some of those details. Okay, so I don't actually have the box anymore, but that's because it comes with this little carrying case. I'll let you get a better view of that. It says Antlion on it, but you can't see that on my crappy little webcam. But the box is not much bigger than this. It's about the same size. And this is really all you need to keep. And inside, it comes with like a user manual, but it's a microphone. You plug it in, it works. There is some clips, because this microphone has a dedicated cable to attach it to your headphone cable, right? And then also there is another mounting kind of circle thing, because the way that it works is it's magnetic, right? I'll try to get closer to the webcam for this one. So you put this little circle on the side, and then it magnetically just snaps on and off, right? And then also that's how you use to rotate it, etc. And you know, some people might be a little bit afraid at first to put some adhesive on the side of their like nicer headphones. But you know, I had to reposition it because just, you know, trial and error, figuring out a good length, and it didn't leave like any adhesive or anything, and it stuck on again just fine. But yeah, it comes with 2 of those. So if you had 2 pairs of headphones, maybe, one open back, one closed back that you switch between, you could have one for each set of headphones. And the cable clips, while that would be nice, then it kind of defeats the purpose of it being a removable microphone, in my opinion. So, I don't know. It's an option, but not something I would use necessarily. And then as far as the mic itself, it comes with the windscreen. Cable terminates in a USB, plug into the computer. As far as on the mic line, the only thing it has is this little mute button. I kind of wish it was a slider so you could feel if you were muted or not, but it's whatever. So if I'm talking, couldn't hear any of that. And as you can see, it lights up red when you're muted, right? So there's that. And then as far as the microphone itself, it has 2 pickup patterns. There is an omnidirectional pattern where it will pick up sound from all around the capsule. And then there's a cardioid pattern, which is kind of heart-shaped. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. And so on sounds that happen opposite the capsule won't be as amplified as ones on the other side of it, the side that you're meant to speak into. So right now, I have it on the omnidirectional mode, because I'm going to switch to the cardioid mode just in just a minute. I'll let you be the judge, but personally, to my ears, the omnidirectional mode just captures a lot more vocal frequencies and gives you a fuller sound, and the cardioid mode just sounds kind of compressed and a little peaky. But I'm going to switch right now. So now I'm speaking on the cardioid mode of the microphone. This is what it sounds like. And then let me switch back to Omni. And now I'll say, I'll say a line with a lot of plosives in it, just so you can get an idea of kind of the rejection of those and your breath hitting the microphone. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peppers. 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 So I'm going to leave it again on the Omni mode for the rest of this review, but if you think the cardioid sounds better, you can always use that. It would definitely help cut down on like keyboard noise or clicks like that, but I just think that when I listened to it, at least, the trade-off in vocal quality wasn't really worth it. And I mean, I guess if I had like Cherry MX Blues on my keyboard, it would be more of a consideration for me, but my keyboard's pretty quiet, so not too big of a deal. And then what else? Oh yeah, so right now I'm using a free program called Peace APO plus Equalizer APO or whatever. They're 2 free programs. You download them in conjunction and they work together. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it before, but so I am actually running a slight amount of post-processing on this mic right now. I just used the Bass Boost 2 preset. It does a low shelf filter it does a 10 decibel low shelf boost at 166 hertz. So now I'm going to turn that off. And now you can see how much of a difference that taking that processing away makes. it didn't really make that much of a difference, so that's why I felt I would just keep it on for the video. It's just a very slight elevation in the lower frequencies. Um, but so here's what it sounds like out of the box when you plug it in, but I highly recommend this program. It gives you a ton of control, and you can also use it to equalize your headphones, which I have also done as well. And you could set as many profiles as you want for if you just want to mess around with different things, and you could definitely use it to help make any microphone sound better. It doesn't matter if your microphone's USB, XLR, whatever. As long as it's plugged into your computer, this program can detect it, and then you can do whatever you want to it. I'm going to put the bass boost back on, and now you can hear the same audio as was being recorded before. We're going to put that away. All right. And so let's talk value. So this microphone is $80. And as far as other mod mics, there's the Uni, which is basically this microphone, slightly shorter arm, I guess you could say, or stem. Instead of a like digital mute, it's a slider, not a button, which I think is actually better. And it only has the cardioid pickup pattern, and it terminates in a 3.5 millimeter jack, versus a USB. So if you had like a phone with a headphone jack, which not many people do anymore, or something like that, like laptops, computers, you could plug it into more things, I guess, technically. And while I don't have like experience with that, just from sound tests on YouTube, like I could tell there was a marked improvement in quality with this on the Omni mode versus that. And that's probably due to the fact that all the processing is happening on the mic with this one, because it's a USB mic, versus the Uni is just a 3.5 millimeter mic. So all the processing happens on your computer, or if you have a dedicated like DAC amp combo that has a mic in or some kind of audio interface. But then again, if you're buying one of these, especially the Uni for $50, you probably don't have a dedicated audio interface. So plugging it into your computer, it's going to be kind of up to your motherboard, the quality of your motherboard, stack, and amp to decide that. So this just kind of, for $30 more, I feel like it takes a lot of variables out of the equation. You get consistent sound across the board no matter what device you're using it on. And then there's also the ModMic Wireless, which is $120. And that sounds really similar to this from what I've heard. Maybe just slightly worse because wireless. But as far as wireless mics go, much better than anything you're going to find on the Cloud 2 wireless, the Black Shark V2 wireless, the G Pro X, etc., etc. So, but it is $120 just for the microphone. So definitely an investment, but the convenience I think it provides is pretty great. I couldn't really justify the extra price. But definitely something to consider for people who have a little bit more money to spend and don't want to deal with the extra cable. So that's the value within the ModMic stack specifically. Now, a great alternative to this is the V-Moda Boom Pro, I think it's called. It's a $30 microphone similar to this, except it's inline. So if your headphones have a single-ended 3.5 millimeter connection, you can replace that with the microphone and the cable. It's one unit. Obviously these headphones, they have a 2-pin on either side, so I couldn't do that. But if you have like Philips SHP 9500s, X2HRs, etc., you can replace the cable with that, and then you have an inline mic, which is really convenient, and you save $50, and it sounds pretty similar. So that's a good option, but that's a lot more specific, right? This will work with any pair of headphones because it's completely independent from the headphones, whereas the V-Moda Boom Pro, it's dependent upon what kind of interface the headphones are using in terms of cabling. So that's something to keep in mind, but that's a good alternative. And then I'm pretty sure that like AKG makes basically something, it looks very similar to this, USB interface, etc. But that's also $80. So like, I don't know, I guess that's just kind of a, if one's out of stock, get the other type thing. But then as far as dedicated mics go, for $80, then you're looking at like Blue Snowball, The Blue Yeti Nano would be a little bit more expensive. But like the dedicated USB mics would sound better, but you have to keep in mind that you're also paying for the convenience of this, right? And I think the nice thing about this is you don't sacrifice too much quality for what you gain in convenience, right? I think it still sounds really good. Definitely perfectly satisfactory for Discord, online game chatting, etc., which is most of what I use it for. Occasionally I'll plug it into my laptop if I'm going to be on a Zoom call and I don't want my voice to sound like trash, through my AirPods or the built-in laptop microphone, God forbid. So I think it's a very situational product, right? I think for people with a larger desk, dedicated gaming room, PC room, whatever you want to call it, not someone who lives in a dorm like me, then this isn't probably the best option for you. Then I would look more at like either one of the USB mic kits for like $50 to $70 is usually where you find them, because you'll get better quality and you'll have much more flexibility with the boom arm, and for the same price, if you like streaming, it'll definitely make your setup look a lot more professional. But the convenience that this offers really is quite nice. And so as far as like price to performance, it's definitely not the king in that aspect. But as far as like convenience for people that use like real headphones, not gaming headsets, I don't think it can really be beat in that aspect. So my final advice would be, if you have a lot more space than I do, or just a normal amount of space, I would guess, for a gaming setup, then I would probably recommend a dedicated microphone, standalone microphone with like boom arm, etc. One of the ones you can find on Amazon. They're all pretty similar to each other. I'm not going to recommend any names in particular, but if you want something you can just toss on, not have to worry about how far away it is from your mouth, not take up a bunch of space on your desk, because maybe you don't have that much space on your desk, then I think this is definitely a very valid option, and I'm really impressed with the quality, and I think it's fairly priced for what it is. It's on the verge of being too expensive, but I can definitely recommend it. So thanks for watching this video. I know I'm a newer channel, but I'm going to try to post a review once every weekend, I think, and then I stream during the weekdays and sometimes on the weekend. This is Barden. Thanks for watching.